KSP in KSP Partnership stands for Key Success Parameters. Although a young friend of mine told me that he was pretty sure it stood for Kimi's superpowers. Yeah, no. But it's kind of fun to think about. And then I did think about it. And to a certain extent, the key success parameters really are superpowers. But they're a very human kind of superpower. They're superpowers that every single project leader can actually create within their teams. And so this is an introduction to the 7 keys to your competitive edge, the key success parameters. Now, each of them is fairly strong for different reasons, but the real strength is the way they all work together. So, for no particular reason, just personal preference, we've got the first one listed as clear definition. And clear definition simply means that it's a little bit more clarity than just what the dictionary says something means. It's also understanding that there has to be a common context in order for any conversation to truly be clear, to truly be well understood, and therefore much more productive to act upon. And then there's ownership. There are several different versions of models for ownership. Ours we believe to be a little bit more project specific. And so we'll be exploring that later on in another video lesson. Then there is the reason that we're all coming together, a customer-focused deliverable. Sometimes that's hard because we frequently have amazing people on our teams. And they're on our teams because of their expertise in particular areas. But sometimes it gets a little overenthusiastic. And we need to keep in mind what the customer is trying to accomplish with these deliverables, as opposed to what we know could be awesome in terms of the technology or the processes. It's what the customer wants that's most important. Go figure. Then there's collaborative spirit. That's a little bit beyond a cooperative spirit. A cooperative spirit says when we've got the opportunity to work well together, we absolutely will. A collaborative spirit, on the other hand, says that we will extend ourselves to work well together. We'll more than meet each other halfway. That's a collaborative spirit. As I said, we'll be going through each one of these in future video lessons, but for now, this is just an overview. After collaborative spirit, which does make sense to me in a very intense way, is interdependencies. You see, one of the reasons why we came up with the 7 key success parameters is that we focus on project teams, the cultures and environments that we create for a specific team to work in well. But there's also the greater aim. By giving people a culture and an environment in which they can succeed well, succeed profitably and productively, we hope that every member of that team goes out and introduces other teams in the organization to this. And that's wonderful. It also means that through collaborative spirit, they're going to get a much better sense of what interdependencies, which is the next key success parameter, what interdependencies are in place, because it's not just about who's got the budget and who's got the schedule. It's also about what else everyone on your team is already doing. What other things are they responsible for, and what other people are they responsible to? Let's face it, oftentimes in project management, we don't have ultimate control over our head count. Heck, they don't even report to us for the life cycle of the project in so many occasions. So the interdependencies are at a very visceral level, a way that you can make sure that you address the risk management that's needed on your project a little bit more definitively. If you understand where your project and all of your people who are working on it relate to everything else that's going on in the organization. Make sense? Then there is rigorous quality. Yes, rigorous. Because once you know what it is that your customer wants to be able to do with whatever you're delivering to them, whether it's information or a tangible deliverable, what is it that they want to be able to use that for to go forward? Well, then it's a whole lot easier to be very, very rigorous in your execution of quality metrics, standards, and we'll introduce that with a very simple yet powerful practice. Last but certainly not least is risk management. You see, the key success parameters depend on people, and it's our responsibility as project leaders to manage the risk around the project's environment, and the culture that we've created for our teams to operate in order to make sure that they have everything that they possibly need in order to execute successfully. And that's our job. That's part of risk management, along with so many other parameters. As you can already tell from the way that I've just described each and every one of the key success parameters, their real power lies in how they work together. And there are some very natural and more quickly formulated interdependencies than others. But inevitably, they all come together to create the customer focused deliverable that is the reason that every project is put into place to begin with. I look forward to presenting you with a further, more detailed look at each and every one of those key success parameters in future videos. I hope you'll join us for those when we'll also be including some very specific tips on how you can create stronger bonds with those key success parameters that are going to allow your team to be more productive, more profitable, and more humane. If you like our videos, please subscribe, like, forward it on to somebody that you think would find these topics interesting. My name is KimiKSP. This video is being brought to you by the Leadership Driven Project Management Academy, and we're delighted that you were able to join us.